Not for the first time have cameras been watching us, spread everywhere, whether in a cell phone lens or on lampposts. The video recorders let nothing escape. That is why, more and more, incredible recordings have appeared of people who thought nobody was watching, but who ended up being seen across the entire internet. At the end of 2021, influencer Stacey Meco, at 19 years old, went viral after posting a video dancing beside her mother's hospital bed, who was in critical condition. The caption said that had been both the last day of the year and also her mother's last day alive. The post earned millions of views and also a storm of criticism. Many accused Stacey of using the situation to gain likes. Days later, she responded to the attacks and explained what had really happened. According to her, the video was recorded on the 30th of December, when her mother was still alive and conscious, despite the delicate state caused by cancer. Stacey said that her mother enjoyed music, loved to dance, and always encouraged the videos. Her intention had been to record something light that would bring hope, not a farewell. The fallout, she says, was unexpected, and the attacks harsh. Gossip sites even suggested that she was celebrating views with her mother's death. Because of that, Stacey announced that she will sue anyone spreading insults or distorting the facts. How far does the internet's empathy, or cruelty, really go? In a shopping mall in Lima region, Peru, an attempted theft went viral after being recorded by a security camera. A woman known locally as Silk Hands entered a cell phone store pretending to be an ordinary customer. She asked to see a specific model displayed in a separate showcase. While the salesperson stepped away, the thief swiftly grabbed a phone from the counter and hid it in her pocket. But the clerk's cleverness turned the tables. Realizing one device was missing, she grabbed another phone, dialed the missing phone's number, and it began to ring inside the thief's clothing. The police were called, but before they arrived, the shopkeeper leapt at the woman, pulled her hair, and knocked her to the floor. Of course, it was all filmed, and the footage circulated nationwide. Online, opinions were divided. Some praised the clerk's action as a stand against frequent thefts. Others questioned the aggression. In any case, Silk Hands ended up on the floor crying while bystanders cheered on the victorious clerk. In South Africa, at a pick-and-pay supermarket during the pandemic, a woman, when told by an employee that she could not shop without a mask, decided to improvise in an unexpected way. Without hesitation, she slipped her hand under her dress, removed her own underwear, and wore it on her face as if it were a makeshift surgical mask. The scene was recorded by another customer, who not only supported the act but claimed that bacteria on underwear were less than on a regular mask. That same supporter then urged employees to remove their masks too, arguing that mandatory use violated their rights. Under South African law, anyone caught without a mask in a public place could be fined or even imprisoned for months. Although the video went worldwide, it remains unclear whether either woman was actually punished. During a concert in Mossoró, Rio Grande do Norte, Brazil, a couple shocked much of the audience. Instead of dancing or enjoying the event, they chose to have an intimate moment right in the middle of the crowd. The catching on camera clip went viral on social media. In the footage, you can see the woman sitting on her partner's lap, and their overt affection drew attention for its suspicious movement. The situation was so blatant that other spectators moved in and stopped the couple. The man then tried to cover up. He pulled up his trousers and pretended nothing had happened, but it was too late. The video had already been recorded and quickly racked up thousands of views. Despite the exposure, there is no record of any punishment or police intervention. What remains is the shock of those who came just to enjoy the show and ended up witnessing a scene that certainly was not on the program. Mid-flight on a plane in the United States, a breakup became public when a man decided to end the relationship while still thousands of feet above the ground. The result was a scandal nobody on the flight could ignore. The woman, clearly distraught, began to scream and cry loudly and even threw herself onto the aisle floor. Flight attendants tried to calm the situation, but it was not easy. The video of the scene made its way to social media, accumulating millions of views and dividing opinions. Many questioned why end things that way, locked together inside an airplane. Others speculated he might have chosen a public scene to avoid a more aggressive reaction later. Some even thought he was strategic, believing it would prevent bigger problems afterward. One way or another, the situation was embarrassing for everyone on board, including a baby seated nearby who, ironically, remained the quietest one there. A 32-year-old doctor was caught in the act in Recife, Pernambuco, Brazil, for doing something quite daring. Let's say he was entertaining himself in the hallway of his apartment building. But worse, he did it while looking directly into a neighbor's apartment. For months, the victim had suspected his strange behavior. She even recorded his reflection on her TV as he peered through her window. Even after reporting him to the condo association and the police, nothing was done. Fed up, she enlisted neighbors' help, and together they set up an ambush, phones at the ready until they recorded the doctor with his hand inside his clothing. The video was sent to the authorities. In the footage, the man, identified as Igor Jose Diniz, admits what he did and complains that the neighbor's reaction was disproportionate. He even claims to suffer from intrusive thoughts. The military police were called and took Igor to the station, where he was charged with sexual harassment. The next day, he was released on bail of $1,338.88, and now he awaits trial under precautionary measures, including prohibition from returning to the building. During a wrestling competition in the United States, what caught the public's attention was not so much the action on the mat, but the fight happening in the stands. A viral video shows a mother completely overtaken by emotion while her son faced his opponent. She screams, gestures wildly, stands up, nearly invades the ring area, and, in the midst of it all, vents her tension on her husband, who seems unsure how to react. The father, with an expression of pure exhaustion and resignation, tries to calm his wife. She pushes him, tugs at him, grips his arm, everything as if she were also competing in her own fight right there in the stands. Though the clip is short, it has already garnered millions of views and many comments from other mothers who identified with her moment. One user noted that the son probably inherited his fighting spirit from his mother, not his father. During a live stream in Tokyo, Japan, Brazilian streamer Prisa experienced an awkward moment that overshadowed her content. While eating a snack in a convenience store and chatting with her followers about Teletubbies, she noticed strange movement in the background. An older man who appeared to be searching for something on the floor was caught on camera in a suspicious angle, staring fixedly at the streamer's backside. It was unclear whether he had any ill intent or if it was just coincidence, but the moment visibly unsettled her. The clip from the live broadcast went viral rapidly, shared across multiple social media pages. Many questioned the man's behavior, while others gave him the benefit of the doubt. Prisa herself, who has lived in Japan for several years, began asking what he might have been looking at, but fortunately, he left shortly afterward. In Olinda, Pernambuco State, Brazil, the opening of a supermarket turned into chaos and headline news. The event took place in October of 2023 and drew a crowd, even featuring a performance by singer João Gomes. But as soon as the store doors opened, pandemonium broke out. You can see 5 women starting a fight in the checkout line. There was hair pulling, shouting, and pushing, all amid the crush of a completely packed supermarket. Elsewhere in the store, customers were practically throwing themselves over one another to grab products. All of this was captured on video and circulated on social media, provoking both outrage and jokes. Seven military police vehicles had to be dispatched to contain the commotion. In the end, nobody knows whether it was the low prices, the overcrowding, or the heat of the moment. However, nothing could justify that kind of behavior. During a United States Hockey League game, something rather controversial happened. It began with the famous kiss cam, those cameras that focus on couples in the stands, hoping they will kiss on the Jumbotron. The camera landed on a woman and a man sitting with an empty seat between them. After a brief hesitation, they decided to kiss, drawing cheers from the crowd. But seconds later, the woman's real boyfriend appeared and sat down in the vacant seat. The guy strolled in, hugged his girlfriend, completely oblivious to what had just occurred before thousands of people. As if that weren't enough, the Jumbotron still flashed, "Congratulations, you're the winners!" The video made the rounds on news sites and has surpassed 8 million views. Many commented that it looked staged, while others bet it was genuine and that someone there had a difficult conversation after the game. In Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the opening of a household goods store turned into total mayhem. The event took place in Campo Grande in the western zone and was sparked by promotions. Brooms for 52 cents and pressure cookers for less than $1.76 led over 100 people to crowd the store entrance before 10 o'clock in the morning. As soon as the gates opened, it was a mad dash. The fiercest battle was over the brooms. There were pushes, people losing their flip-flops, and even a broom flying amid the chaos. Each customer was limited to 2 units, but that did not stop the frenzy. The pressure cookers also drew attention. Previously priced at $70, they were being sold for less than $2. Ladders, comforters, and other items also had big discounts, but only for the first 100 customers. Online, while some celebrated their bargains, others complained about the disorder and lack of control inside the store. According to the announcement, the promotional prices were valid until Sunday, but many wondered if enduring all that was worth saving a few cents. In Brasilia, Distrito Federal, Brazil, a Sunday Mother's Day dinner at a churrascaria's play area ended up as a police case. Inside the children's play zone, a man was caught on camera yanking the hair of a 6-year-old boy so hard the child was lifted off the floor. A staff member at the scene saw everything, picked up the child, and tried to calm him. The parents only learned of the incident when they got home. The boy said he had a headache and that an employee told him to describe what happened only after they left the restaurant. The next day, the family returned and viewed the security footage. A police report was filed and the civil police are investigating the aggressor. In a statement, the restaurant said it contacted the parents as soon as it learned of the case, is offering support, and has launched an internal inquiry. In response, new control and safety rules have been announced. During a live broadcast on Spanish television, a reporter was harassed on the street with cameras rolling. Isabel Balado was reporting on a robbery when a man approached, asked a random question, and, without any shame, groped her posterior. Though surprised, Isabel tried to continue the report. She even pointed out that she was live, pushed the man away with her hand, but he did not budge. From the studio, anchor Nacho Abad saw everything and cut the transmission instantly. He demanded respect for the reporter and told the aggressor to leave. The public was outraged. The police acted swiftly and arrested the man shortly afterward. He will face charges under Spanish law, which has recently been tightened to punish such behavior. If this individual felt comfortable acting like that in front of cameras and a TV crew, what might he have been capable of doing hidden from the spotlight? Don't forget to subscribe so you can watch more videos like this.